Hey everybody, Michael here from Replica Airguns, and we're going for a little walk in the back 40. See the back 40, back 6. Oh, just went in the hole there. Going to be walking over some uneven ground here, the back field, hayfield, going by some interesting features. So oftentimes I'm really curious and interested in the history of certain businesses. Like, you hear about Apple's history and Microsoft's history and all these companies and kind of where they started out, how they got to where they got to. And I don't know if a lot of you really know how Replica Airguns came about. It was really kind of by accident. It wasn't something that I thought out or said, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. We're going back over 10 years, over a decade now. Don't remember the exact date when it started, I should know, but I don't know. Maybe I'll put it out on the screen here, what the actual date was when I made the first video. I'll put a link to it for sure, because it kind of started everything. But essentially at the time, I was not doing airgun videos or anything like that. I started a YouTube channel up for a different company. It was actually a Mac Video Training was the name of the company. I was a computer consultant, and I was making training videos to help people switch over from PC to Mac. Remember the switch to Mac commercials? Well, some of you probably don't. Probably a lot of you don't, but some of you will. So I was an Apple consultant, and I was helping people transition, not in the same way that they transition now, but from Mac to PC, from PC to Mac, not the other kind of transitioning. And that's what I was doing. And so I made this series of videos to help people do that and put them on CDs back at the time. And that's how they got them in their computer when you used to have CD players. Really dating myself, we're going way back. But that's what I did. And then I was posting some videos on the channel just to sort of try to like help the video channel a little bit. We had a couple videos that we posted on there, see how that went. That's when YouTube wasn't such a big deal. Like it was an experiment. And then for whatever reason, I can't remember why, I just thought I'd post this video about the world's smallest BB gun, full auto BB gun that is. It was the PPK, Walther PPK, gotta adjust this a little bit, BB gun. And I basically turned mine into a full auto BB gun using a quick mod I found on YouTube. And I made a video and published it and then kind of forgot about it for like 3 months. And when I went back in there, it had 100,000 views. And I'm like, holy smokes. People are really interested in airgun videos, it seems. So at that point, let me switch this up here. At that point, I decided that I would start making some more airgun videos. When I bought new airguns, I just make new videos. So I wasn't really buying a lot of airguns, but every time I bought one, I was into the hobby. I would just buy a new airgun. I'd make a video and put it on there. And they started getting traction. So I thought, hey, why not make a little blog about airguns and just take the traffic from YouTube and send it over to that blog and do that. And all of a sudden the blog started getting more and more traffic. The YouTube channel started to get more and more airgun video hits. And so I started, basically I thought, hey, let's monetize this. Well, monetization was actually harder to do back then. So I didn't actually have monetization for, whoa. I fell in a hole. I didn't have monetization for a while. So I thought I'll monetize it by, I'm really going over some uneven terrain here, 4x4 in here. So I thought I'd monetize it by adding Amazon links, because back then you could actually sell airguns on Amazon, airsoft guns and whatnot. You could do that. Now you can't, because everyone's afraid of any type of gun. I don't even know if you can put water guns on there at this point. Who knows? Probably not. Anyways, so I did that for a while. It went pretty good. I was just making, I wouldn't say pretty good. I was making a few bucks here and there, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed air guns. I enjoyed making videos, sharing those videos with people. And then I met up with a person who lived back east. He was an air gunner, collector, and he had a lot of interesting products that he was selling in flea markets and things like that over there. And I met him online, by the way, and I started buying some guns off of him. And I said to him, hey, if you sell me some of your guns a little cheaper, I can kind of put them on YouTube, and then I can send you people that are interested in them, and then you can sell them to them. You can do the work selling them and just give me a small commission. So I did that, had that happening for about 3 months. And this fellow's wife said, hey buddy, you can't do this anymore. You're spending way too much time processing PayPal money and stuff like that. Because that's how, gotta switch hands. That's how he was doing it. He was manually processing PayPal requests and transfers, and it was taking a long time for each sale. And I was only making a small percentage, so it didn't matter to me. But he approached me and he said, contacted me and he said, hey, I can't do it anymore. My wife won't let me. We got to figure something else out. So I said, okay, I will kind of automate this because I'm a little bit more computer savvy than he was. I said, I'll automate it and make it a little more easy for the whole PayPal and this and that. I will send you the orders once they're processed, and you can send them and I'll pay you a commission. So like reverse it all, right? Because I was getting money. And so we did that for a while. And he said, you know what, I'm getting too busy doing this, because he was literally going into his inventory, shipping everything, all that. He says, even this is getting too busy now. I can't do it. It's too much work. So he connected me with one of his suppliers that he was getting a lot of his products from, a big company. I'm not going to mention who they are. I'm not trying to promote anyone else here. Anyway, so he said, maybe they can drop ship for you. And he says, what I'll do is I'll go in there because I have a good relationship with them, and I'll just make sure everything happens smoothly. So I paid him basically a commission. I kept paying a commission, but a slightly smaller one because he didn't have to do much of the work. And he would go in there and make sure everything ran smoothly, and this other company would drop ship the products that I would send orders through. And that went pretty good. But over time, they're like, you know, we just can't drop ship this many products for you. It's just too much. You think they would, but they didn't like it. So I said, okay, I'll just start ordering the products and shipping them to my house, which I didn't really have storage at the time. So I converted my garage into a warehouse, or a portion of it. And I now had to do everything. I had to make the videos, do the sales, do the ordering, right? Do all the service, everything that happened, all the questions and everything. And, you know, I have all the social media, everything worked, do the website. I was doing everything. And that went on for about a year or so. And it got to the point where I couldn't even take a day off. I couldn't go on vacation. I couldn't do anything. So, you know, I was making good money. I'm not complaining. You know, I was doing well. I mean, why would you complain? But I wanted to get a little bit of my life back. So at that point, I connected with one of my suppliers. I had a few suppliers at the time. The one that I kind of liked working with the most. We connected, and essentially what we did at that point is we sort of created a partnership that worked out better for me, so that I didn't have to do all the work in terms of sales. So that's going really well. And now you know, and over time, I could just basically focus on the videos and the social media and the website. And that's basically now my job. So I've sort of, you know, delegated, if you could say, to a certain degree, the workload. And it's a good partnership, I'd say. So it's working out well. And that's where we are here. Now, during that time, just to let you know, because we're not on YouTube anymore. If you've noticed, we're on Vimeo. And why is that? Like, why wouldn't you want to be on YouTube? Well, we got a strike, a YouTube strike, only one. It was for a counterfeit claim. I had to think, my brain isn't working so good today. It was for a counterfeit claim. And I'm like, counterfeit, what are you talking about? So I kind of asked, and they're like, well, we can't tell you. The reply was, we can't tell you who it was or which video it was. It's just there's a counterfeit claim on a video and what you're doing. And I'm like, okay. So, and they basically terminated the channel on that one claim. And so I tried to reason with them. I disputed it. I said, hey, we only sell products from companies like Umarex and ASG and Crossman and all these big companies, SIG, that actually have the licenses to sell these products, these replica products. They have the license. It's not counterfeit if you own the license. But they didn't want to hear it. They had already, I guess, made up their mind that selling air guns, I guess, or whatever, my channel was not acceptable for reasons that I still don't know, because I wasn't allowed to find out. And so it's kind of like being charged with a murder, but never being told who you murdered or who even saw the murder to say that you murdered them in the first place. It's just crazy, absolutely crazy. But that's how YouTube works. They have all the power and the control, right? So that's one of the problems with YouTube, is they can really do whatever they want in terms of their videos, that are video content and what they allow. So, it's good and it's bad, right? So we switched over to Vimeo. At the time, I had over 500,000 subscribers. I had, multi-millions of views, video views, millions of views. And we were considered in the industry as one of the largest retailer, of air guns, and one of the biggest air gun channels on YouTube. So it's kind of weird that happened, but that's all I can tell you. It's very strange. We got to move forward, though. You got to move on, right? You can't just stop because something bad happens. And so we ported the 1,000+ videos that we had made on YouTube over to Vimeo, and that's where we are now. So if you're wondering, Why we're on Vimeo and not on YouTube, that is the reason. Pretty crazy reason, right? But you know, we've had our following, we've had people follow us over. We're still in business. We're still doing okay. It would have been better to be on YouTube, obviously, but it is what it is. So that is kind of the history of Replica Airguns and how everything happened, where it all started up, and how it became what it is today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Sometimes it's kind of cool, right, to learn something new about a company. I've learned some pretty interesting things about companies over the years that kind of startled me and just said, wow, that's interesting. But we can all learn from everything, right? All right, thanks for watching another Replica Airguns video. Don't forget to subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and all those places. Don't forget to buy over on our replicairguns.ca for Canada, replicairguns.us for the US. That helps us out a lot when you purchase products, obviously. It keeps the whole machine working. And we have air guns, BB guns, airsoft guns, pellet guns, blank guns, and other accessories. All right, thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.